Hi, today I want to look at the GameCube Mini by Bringus Studios. Nice design of this. It's quite cute in the way he's designed it. He's made a really good job of what he's done. So he's taken a GameCube, a standard GameCube. This is the one that I modded with a Pico boot, one of my previous videos. It's got the Game Boy player on the bottom, so it's what makes it look a little bit bigger. So we'll just whip that off. And there you can see that's the standard sort of GameCube shape against the GameCube Mini that he's created. When I watched his video and I thought I've got to create this, I really liked it. I thought it was a cracking design, especially now that the Pico boot is a thing. As you can see, it's pretty much half the size of an original GameCube. Obviously completely eradicated the DVD drive, should I say. Really cool. So let's get into it. We'll get the top off because this is what you're going to want to see, the nuts and bolts of what he's actually created. So it's actually a really cool mod. It's not too difficult. So as we pop the lid off, we can see that it's just a normal PC case fan. I've just soldered the wires to the actual GameCube jack and just took those away. So that's quite simple. Inside we've got the guts of the GameCube, so he's created a standoff there for the power switch. It's as you can see there, the heatsink and all that is all intact, which is slightly modified, but nothing too drastic. Some modifications to the board at the front, but obviously there's the Pico boot soldered to the board. It's all nice and neat. I think he's done a really good job of how he's designed his 3D prints. They've all worked out splendidly. I can't fault him for that. I think everything's worked out really good and his design choices are really good. So this is the main board. One of the things you have to do is remove all the connectors that face the bottom, because obviously you can't fit them in the case. I've added some LEDs, a battery mod, obviously the Pico boot and the reset switch is all there. I used PC standoff screws to bolt the heatsink down. So it has to be a DOL 101 because it has the onboard power. The 001 has a daughter board that carries the power supply. He's used the original reset switch and the power switch, which I think is absolutely brilliant, and it runs off the Gecko memory card interface. One thing I've done slightly different is I've added some LEDs. I wanted some LED port and I wanted the GameCube logo to be illuminated, which I thought was really cool. Now I can see it in the dark, and I'm wondering, and maybe you should comment in the description down below, of should I add more LEDs to illuminate the shell more, and maybe even the fan. So I'll leave that up to you guys. So that's the finished article. Again, it's not a fantastically difficult mod. You could get somebody to 3D print this shell for you, like PCBWay or somebody like that. So you would be able to get the mod done yourself because it's not a strenuous mod. It's not that really difficult to do. So how does it play? In the past I've had some issues with using the Gecko to load games from, stuttering on with the video intros and stuff like that. But interestingly enough, I don't know if I'm using a better SD card or whether this is just a better way, the Pico boot just makes it better, or the new version of Swiss make it better, I don't know. But I was really impressed with the fact of how well the intro sequences of the game, the video intros, all played seamlessly. I was really impressed with that. The game's loaded nice and quick, so it really made this a pleasure to work with. Like I say, I'm just going to play a little bit of 18 Wheeler because it's one of my favourite games. But just to show you that there's no lag, no stuttering, just to give you an idea that this is really a good designed mod that Bringus Studios has made for us. Like you said, the construction, I've got a 3D printer, so the construction was fairly cheap of that sort of stuff. I used all the PC stands off and the original screws in that came with the original GameCube, so I didn't have to buy anything there. The case fan I'd got out of an old PC, so again, didn't have to buy anything new there. So I was really pleased. Even the LEDs I'd found in a bottom of a box. So to be basically, all this has cost me is the price of the GameCube itself. The DOL 101, which this mod needs to have, isn't cheap nowadays. You can pay up to £50 or £60 for that GameCube. They're cheaper in America, but in England they're a bit rarer, so obviously you've got to pay a bit of a premium. So I was a bit reluctant to start with to do this mod, purely and simply because of the motherboard that was needed. Maybe I should have used the 001 board and just modified the shell slightly. I did originally tried to make to solder cables directly from the power board on the 001 over so that I could use the cheaper motherboard, but unfortunately it wouldn't work, it wouldn't boot. I don't know why. Everything seemed to be fine, it just didn't like it. So I bit the bullet and I had to get a 001 board, and to be fair, I'd got this up and running once you got all the bits. I think removing the ports, getting all this up and running probably took me about 2 hours. And the ports on this particular one, the ports really fought me, so I think you could probably do it a lot quicker. Peekaboo's a fantastic invention, a really great, if you want to see a bit more detail, obviously I've got another video on that. But that's, it has really given a lease of life to the GameCube. The GameCube had really gone pretty stale, and the development on the GameCube had gone pretty stale, but with the advent of Peekaboo, it has really made that system a lot more accessible and fun to play with and to mod. So I do like a mod. Bringus Studios has brought us something really unique and quite interesting to do that isn't too difficult. So I do thoroughly recommend, if you are a bit of a tinkerer, to have a play around with this mod, because I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Apart from, I did spend a lot of time messing around with another motherboard, but if I'd have followed his instructions straight away, then I wouldn't have had any issues really. So I'm really glad I've done it in the end, because I do like these mods. I am in the middle of a Virtual Boy consolisation project, so maybe that will come to fruition one day. So anyway, it's a quick and dirty video. This I just wanted to show you. I weren't sure whether to show this, this video and what I'd done with the GameCube. I didn't know if I was just going to be something privately that I was done, but I'm really glad I've done it. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Bye for now.